Chapter 8. After 20 years, Learning Objectives. 1. Explore the themes of friendship, loyalty, and trust. 2. Understand the value of our duty with full honesty and sincerity. Warm up. Childhood is an age span running from birth to adolescence. It's true when they say that childhood friends are irreplaceable because no one in the world truly knows you the way they do. Friendships benefit children by creating a sense of belonging and security and reducing stress. Fill in the table with the most memorable moments of your childhood with your friends. Try to think of something that happened each, where it happened, and who was your best friend during that time. Make at least 5 entries. Jimmy O. Henry, 1862 to 1910, is the pen name of William Sidney Porter. He is one of the famous American short story writers. His short stories are known for their wit, wordplay, warm characterization, and surprise endings. Like many others writers, O. Henry's early career aspirations were unfixed and he wandered across different activities and professions before he found his calling as a short story writer. O. Henry's prolific writing period began in 1902 in New York City when he wrote 381 short stories. He was a gifted short story writer and left us a legacy of great stories to enjoy. It is a story of two friends who meet after 20 years with each other and keep their promises. Suddenly, a man gets in trouble. Read to find out what the trouble is. The policeman on the beat moved up the avenue impressively. The impressiveness was habitual and not for show, for spectators were few. The time was barely 10 o'clock at the night, but chilly gusts of wind with a taste of rain in them had well nigh people the streets. The Wind City was one that kept early hours. Now and then you might see the lights of cigar store or of an all-night lunch counter, but the majority of the doors belonged to business places that had long since been closed. When about midway of a certain block, the policeman suddenly slowed his walk in the doorway of a darkened hardware store. A man leaned with an unlighted cigar in his mouth. As the policeman walked up to him, the man spoke up quickly. "It's all right, officer," he said. "I'm just waiting for a friend. It's an appointment made 20 years ago. Sounds a little funny to you, doesn't it? Well, I'll explain if you'd like to make a certain. It's all straight. About that long ago, there used to be a restaurant where this store stands, Big Joe Brady's restaurant. Until 5 years ago," said the policeman, "it was torn down then." The man in the doorway struck a match and lit his cigar. The light showed a pale, square-jawed face with keen eyes and a little white scar near his right eyebrow. His scarf pin was a large diamond, oddly set. "20 years ago tonight," said the man, "I dined here at Big Joe Brady's with Jimmy Wells, my best chum and the finest chap in the world. He and I were raised here in New York, just like two brothers, together. I was 18 and Jimmy was 20. The next morning, I was to start for the West to make my fortune. You couldn't have dragged Jimmy out of New York. He thought it was the only place on the earth. Well, we agreed that night that we would meet here again exactly 20 years from that date and time, no matter what our conditions might be or from what distance we might have to come. We figured that in 20 years each of us ought to have our destiny worked out and our fortunes made, whatever they were going to be." "It sounds pretty interesting," said the policeman. "Rather a long time between meets, though it seems to me. Haven't you heard from your friend since you left?" "Well, yes, for a time we corresponded," said the other, "but after a year or two we lost track of each other. You see, the West is a pretty big proposition and I kept hustling around over it pretty lively, but I know Jimmy will meet me here if he's alive. for he always was the truest, scrunchiest old chap in the world. He'll never forget. I came 1,000 miles to stand in this door tonight, and it's worth it if my old partner turns up. The waiting man pulled out a handsome watch, the lids of it set with small diamonds. 3 minutes to 10, he announced. It was exactly 10 o'clock when we parted here at the restaurant door. Did pretty well out in the West, didn't you? Asked the policeman. You bet. I hope Jimmy had done half as well. He was a kind of plodder, though, good fellow as he was. I've had to compete with some of the sharpest wits going to get my pile. A man gets in a groove in New York. It takes the West to put a razor edge on him. The policeman twirled his club and took a step or two. I'll be on my way. Hope your friend comes around all right. Going to call time on him sharp? I should say not, said the other. I'll give him half an hour at least. If Jimmy is alive on the earth, he'll be here by that time. So long, officer. Good night, sir, said the policeman, passing on along his beat, trying doors as he went. There was now a fine cold drizzle falling, and the wind had risen from the uncertain puffs into a steady blow. The few pedestrians in the neighborhood hurried dismally and silently along with coat collars turned high and pocketed hands, and in the door of the hardware store that the man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment with the friend of his youth, smoked his cigar and waited. About 20 minutes he waited, and then a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears hurried across from the opposite side of the street. He went directly to the waiting man. "Is that you, Bob?" he asked doubtfully. "Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" cried the man in the door. "Bless my heart!" exclaimed the new arrival, grasping both the other's hand with his own. "It's Bob. Sure as fate. I was certain I'd find you here if you were still in existence. Well, well, well. 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant's gone. Bob, I wish it had lasted so we could have had another dinner there. How has the West treated you, old man?" "It has given me everything I asked it for." "You have changed lots, Jimmy. I never thought you were so tall by 2 or 3 inches. "Oh, I grew a bit after I was 20. Doing well in New York, Jimmy?" "Moderately. I have a position in one of the city departments. Come on, Bob, we'll go around to a place I know of and have a good long talk about old times." The two men started up the street, arm in arm. One, his egoism, enlarged by success, was beginning to outline the history of his career. The other, submerged in his overcoat, listened with interest. At the corner stood a drugstore brilliant with electric lights. When they came into the glare, each of them turned simultaneously to gaze up on the other's face. The man from the West stopped suddenly and realized his arm. "You're not Jimmy Wells," he snapped. 20 years is a long time, but not long enough to change a man's nose from a Roman to a pug. "It sometimes changes a good man into a bad one," said the tall man. "You have been under arrest for 10 minutes, Silky Bob, going quietly, are you? That's sensible. Now, before we go to the station, here's a note I was asked to hand you. You may read it here at the window. It's from Patrolman Wells." The man from the West unfolded the little piece of paper, handed it to him. His hand was steady when he began to read, but it trembled a little by the time he had finished. The note was rather short. "Bob, I was at the appointed place on time when you struck the match to light your cigar. I saw it was the face of the man wanted in Chicago. Somehow I couldn't do it myself, so I went around and got a plainclothes man to do the job. Jimmy O. Henry." Fine meaning. Generous. Avenue, broad, often tree-lined road or street. Vicinity, nearness or closeness of a place or relationship. Chum, close friend. Corresponded, be analogous or similar. Hustling, push roughly. Staunchest, trustworthy. Chap, a man or a fellow. Twirled, spin. Pedestrians, people going on foot. Grasp, to take hold of eagerly with the fingers and arms. Sensible, aware or conscious of something. Exercises, creative expression. Tell your story. Work in pairs and talk with each other in your class. Take turns to suggest different things to each other. Some ideas are provided in the help box. You and your friend watch something on the TV. Suddenly, some loud noise came. It was the next door neighbor. Your friend wanted you to tell them to lower the noise, but you end up fighting with your friend. How can you save the fight? What would you have done in the same situation? Share your story in the class. Cross-curricular connect. Learning by doing. Organize a school reunion on the second Saturday of the month and take a chance to meet all the old friends. Talk to them about your life, past memories and experiences. Critical thinking. Let's play a game. The following series is provided and you need to answer the question accordingly. In the series, find the letter which is fifth to the left from the 13th letter from your right. Logical thinking. It's your midterm exam day. You're appearing for the exam. Suddenly, at a glance, you saw your chum cheating the answers from your class fellow. What will you do in the situation? A. You will be quiet. B. You will tell your friend about it. C. You will tell your teacher. D. You will be quiet and later make your friend understand about his or her wrong deeds. E. All of the above. Exercise time. Answer the following questions. 1. Why were there not many people in the street? Answer. There were not many people in the street because the time was 10 o'clock at night. There was chilly gusts of wind and it was likely to rain, so the streets were devoid of people. 2. What was the pact that was made between two friends 20 years ago? Answer. The pact that was made between two friends 20 years ago was they pre-arranged meeting between two friends who parted one night and agreed to meet again 2 decades later at Big Joe Brady's restaurant. One of the friends remained in New York City, the other headed out west. 3. Why did Bob's hand tremble by the time he reached the end of the letter? Answer. As Bob read the note from the Jimmy Wells, he realized that his childhood friend whom he trusted completely and for whom he risked his life and came all the way to see him had actually got him arrested. As he felt betrayed, his hands trembled. 4. Who was in the role of policeman? Why did he not reveal his identity? Answer. The role of policeman was Jimmy. He not reveal his identity because he comes to know that his friend is a criminal. He does not have the courage to arrest him himself. He sends another policeman to arrest Bob. For him, duty is more important than friendship. As far as Bob is concerned, he is a true friend. He wants to fulfill his promise at any cost. Number 5. How can you say that Bob and Jimmy Wells were two best friends? Answer. We can say that Bob and Jimmy Wells were best friends because they both didn't forgotten each other and came to meet at the same time and place which they had decided to meet each other 20 years ago. And also they meet. Bob's also identify for his friends. In fact, Jimmy revealed his identity. Number 6. How can you say that Jimmy Wells was sharp and clever? Answer. We can say that Jimmy Wells was sharp and clever because he did not disclose his own friend for his crime but got it done another officer from Chicago officer, and he did not break his promise. He met his friend after 20 years. 7. Why didn't Jimmy Wells make himself known to his old friend? Answer. Jimmy Wells did not make himself known to his friend because when he saw his old friend Bob, he understood that Bob was a criminal in the West and he couldn't bear to arrest him as he was his friend, and he was also sad that his old friend had become a criminal. Number 8. Compare and contrast Bob's and Jimmy's character. Answer. Jimmy and Bob were longtime friends who agreed to meet in their favorite restaurant after 20 years. Bob is a criminal with head square jawed face, keen eyes and a little white scar near his right eyebrows, whereas Jimmy is a cop with stalwart form and slight swagger. Although Bob traveled 100 miles to meet his friend, Jimmy did what was right and arrested him. Find their meaning. 1. Habitual, doing something very often. 2. Spectators, a person who is watching an event, especially a sporting event. 3. Midway, in the middle of a period of time or between two places. 4. Gusts, a sudden strong wind. Proposition, an idea, a plan or an offer, especially in business, a suggestion. 6. Plodder, a person who walks doggedly and slowly with heavy steps. 7. Dismally, in a gloomy or depressed manner. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. 1. The policeman on the beat moved up the avenue impressively. 2. The time was barely 10 o'clock at night. The police people the street. 3. The story is based on entitled of two friends. 4. The name of the restaurant was Big Joe Brady's Restaurant. Match the following. Column A, column B. 1. On the beat, patrolling in an area. 2. Avenue, a broad road in a town or city, has trees at regular intervals. 3. Trying doors, checking houses. 4. Guardian of peace, look like a typical uninformed beat cop. 5. Scarf pin, a pin is used to hold ties in place. Take the right options. 1. After how many years did the two friends meet? 1. 10 years, 2. 15 years, 3. 20 years. Answer 3. 20 years. 2. What was the age of Bob when he started for the West to make his fortune? 1. 17, 2. 18, 3. 19. Answer 2. 18. 3. Bob was waiting his friend. 1. Jimmy, 2. Peter, 3. Mickey. Answer 1. Jimmy. 4. The theme in this story is about loyalty versus the 1. Mankind, 2. Law, 3. Proud. Answer 2. Law. Communication, writing skills. Today was a bad day as you got caught in the traffic. You reached the school after the bell rang. You also got punished for being the most talkative in the class. Write a page in your diary expressing your sorrow. Wednesday, 14 October, 10 p.m. Dear Diary, oh no, what a day! I started reading skills. Read the sentences and answer the questions that follow. 1. 20 years after they make the promise, the two friends meet at the appointed place and time. A. Did the friends recognize each other? If the patrolman recognized Bob, why did he not say it? B. 20 years ago, when they separated from each other to make their destiny, what were their feelings for each other? C. Had their feelings toward each other been changed? 2. The patrolman goes away and a tall man declaring himself to be Jimmy Wells greets the man from the West at the drugstore. Each of them turns to gaze upon the other's face. A. What did the man from the West realize about his friend? B. How did he assume that the tall man was not Jimmy Wells? Listening and speaking skills. In this story, you read that two best friends who cared for each other very much came to be on different sides of the law even though they started out from the same place. Is it the destiny or the idea that people go their own ways in life? Discuss in groups and give your opinion in the class. Let's learn spellings. Complete the spellings with suitable letters. 1. Habitual. 2. Straight. 3. Restaurant. 4. Hustling. 5. Star chest. 6. Pedestrian. 7. Grasping. 8. Existence. 9. Unfolded. Let's learn grammar. Conjugation. 3 forms of verb. To conjugate a verb means to show its main parts, which are 3 in number, that is the present tense, the past tense and the past participle. Fill up the blanks with the proper form of the verbs given in the brackets at the end of each sentence. 1. We had prepared ourselves for the examination. 2. He did not know who had crept into his room in his absence. 3. Yesterday he breeded hatred with his fiery speech. 4. The car had sped away before I could see the driver. 5. He got rid of the rogue. 6. Last Sunday he set it out on a journey. 7. He flied open the door when he came home late at night. 8. The lawyer stuck to his point although the judge tried to confuse him. 9. As soon as he heard the roar, he shot the lion dead. 10. The thief saw the policeman and flew away. 11. The bee had already stung me before you cautioned. 12. Have you undergone a surgical operation? 13. He decided to continue his journey. 14. He remained quite calm when misfortune befell him. 15. He found an iron rod which he bent in no time. Vocabulary time. We can use the word beat in many ways. Read the meanings of these beat phrases. 1. On the beat. The rounds taken by a policeman while he is on duty. 2. To beat the clock. To finish a task or a race before a particular time. 3. To beat about the bush. To talk about something for a long time without coming to the main point. Number 4. To beat one's brains out. To think very hard about something for a long time. 5. To beat the rap. To escape without being punished. 6. To beat a hasty retreat. To go away or back quickly to avoid something. Now make sentences with above beat phrase. Some words have more than one meaning. Note the underlined words in these sentences. 1. The man in the doorway struck a match. 2. The time was barely to 10 o'clock at night, but chilly gusts of wind with a taste of rain in them had well nigh developed the street. 3. Well, yes, for a time we correspond. 4. Jimmy is a staunch old chap. 5. A man goes in a groove in New York. Life skills, cyber security. Yes, I will. Follow rules set by my parents for going online. Time of day, length of time online, and sites allowed. Report and bullying harassment to a trusted adult or parent right away. Block and report. Block people who send nasty messages, inappropriate, sexually explicit content, and report spam. Ensure my safety. Ensure safety settings. Take care to help keep me safe. Seek help from parents, authorities, Childline 1098 to overcome any issue that I face online. Be a responsible online citizen. Do nothing to hurt others or that is against the law. I will not give out my internet passwords to anyone other than my parents. Make friends with unknown people even if they are my friends' friends. Share personal information without parents' permission. This includes my photo, name, address, phone number, parents' work number, school name, location or places I go. Respond to or forward messages that makes me feel uncomfortable. I won't click on URLs or open mail sent by unknown people. Send or sexting message, sharing of inappropriate or sexually explicit photographs or videos or written messages even to a friend. Cyberbully, not to be cyberbully or encourage cyberbullying.